Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for everyone to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything you need to get comfortable. Maybe that's a glass of water or a hot cup of tea or coffee. Also, if you have items at home and you would like to smudge with me, it's a great time to grab those items as well as we begin to ignite the healing within. For those of our relatives out there who don't have smudge at home, that's okay. We're going to send you some healing and positive energy your way. It's morning, it's a new day, it's time to cleanse. So no worries, we got you. It's a new day, everyone. We can reset. We can start again. Let's set our intention for our day together. Aloha kakahiaka. My name is Malia, and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. We will always breathe, we'll always stretch, and we'll explore ways of integrating self-care and wellness into our daily lives. We will always honor your ancestry, your cultural traditions, and your customs, and your strength and your resilience. So big mahalo, thank you to everyone for joining us this morning. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our HIR Wellness team members that are here with us. We have our Community Engagement and Indigenous Affairs Director, Jamie Kellycutt. Good morning, Jamie. I hope you're doing well and safe out there. And I'm hoping we also have our occupational therapist, Claudia Meyer-Smith. Claudia, good morning. I hope you're doing well also. And to our relatives out there, I want to say welcome. Thank you for being here. This is a safe place for you where you are always encouraged and welcome to comment, ask questions, and be a part of this healing circle known as community activated medicine. This is a term that was developed by our founder and CEO, Leah Denny. And what it means is that the people are the medicine. And right here, right now, we are all an important part of that healing circle. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to comment. You never know who's watching, who might need to hear just what it is that you have to say. We can help others together, and we're all part of this circle. So we'll start by a check-in to ask how you're all doing today. I also want to thank everyone yesterday. I spent the day yesterday at the 8 o'clock time really praying and reflecting, sending a lot of healing and positive energy out with the intention of peace for our relatives, with loving intention. And honestly, sometimes I need to go within too, and I need that stillness and that quiet. And so I appreciate you all, relatives, for allowing me the time to do that. How is everyone doing? And while you're taking a moment to write how you're doing, I want to stay out here in southeastern Wisconsin right now. It is storming. It has been storming here, at least on my side of town, since about 3 a.m. on August 25th. That's a Tuesday. And it started with hail around 3 in the morning, and the hail was heavy. And then heavy rain and showers, rumbling thunderstorms, dark skies. If you look outside right now where I'm at, the sky is completely gray through and through, just gray all the way. But honestly, it's quite beautiful. And as a native Hawaiian, I was always taught by my relatives and my family members that the rain is a blessing. And my gosh, sometimes I just wish it would rain and rain and rain. And I get my wish today. However, ironically, I will be driving a lot, so bittersweet, bittersweet. No relatives that Jamie and Claudia are both therapists. Claudia is our occupational therapist. So when you make comments, Jamie and Claudia will be there to respond to you. I know at least for sure Jamie will. And not only that, they're amazing people, really good-hearted people, and very passionate about helping you, just as the rest of the HIR Wellness Institute is, to walk on your path and journey of self-care and wellness. So, Facebook, I can't see comments, Facebook. Facebook, you took it away. This morning, I just had a nice glass of water. Usually I share my beverages, but I actually took the opportunity to just sleep in. And sometimes my wellness and self-care looks like an extra few minutes of sleep. So I opted out for my tea, which I'll make later before I leave the house. But if you care to share relatives, let everyone know what elixir it is you have in your cup this morning to start your day in a way of wellness and self-care. Relatives, while you're taking a moment to let us know how you're doing, I do want to take a minute to speak to our relatives who are not doing okay today. I will always remind you when we meet that it's okay not to be okay. And the reason that is because when we recognize that we're not doing okay, or however we're feeling, maybe we're anxious, maybe we're mad, maybe we are feeling good. But whatever feelings that we're feeling, when you recognize them, that's being authentic. And that authenticity and honesty about where we're at and how we feel in mind and body and spirit is a really important step of your wellness, because we can honor where you truly are. And then relatives, it's your choice to decide how you want to move forward with that. I will always consistently remind us and myself, relatives, because I am not preaching. I promise you that. We're here to reflect, and I will always remind us the beauty of self-care and wellness is the fact that we get to choose what is right for us in our lives, in what serves our spirit and what serves our heart, our mind, our body, and our needs. Sometimes self-care looks like they're more comfortable things like hanging together on a video like this, or maybe taking a nap. Maybe self-care is going outside and taking deep breaths. But sometimes wellness and self-care can be a little bit more difficult. Like, for example, my mom, she has a doctor's visit today. She's not looking forward to it, but she knows it's an important part of what she needs to do for her own wellness. So however it looks for you, whether you take the opportunity once in a day or 100 times in a day, it's your choice. One of the ways I truly have really received some amazing benefits in my life for self-care, and I've also heard many of our relatives out there say it helps them too, is deep breathing. So let's go ahead and get into some deep breathing. You can sit, lay, or recline however you want. For me, in this case today, I'm just sitting at the on my dining chair. So I'm just going to put my feet flat on the floor. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about breathing before we get into it. Like many of you, possibly, I'm thinking that oftentimes we get caught up in our minds. Our minds are just racing. I've noticed that I'm really deep in my head when I just feel like a big walking thought. One of the ways to recognize if you're way in the mind is if you're not even really present about what's around you. Like, that's what deep breathing does. It helps to ground us and bring us back to our center. It can help to also dissolve any worries that we're having, anxieties, any of those feelings that aren't serving you. Maybe you're feeling unhappy, maybe you're feeling angry, or even uncertain. When we go to the deep breathing, it helps still our mind, bring it to the center, so that what can happen is it gives our heart, it gives our spirit and our soul that opportunity to expand. Because in that quiet, in that peace and stillness, that's where it is, that's where we are, the authenticity of ourself. So I'm going to put my hands gently in my lap. But like I said, you can sit or lay however you like. You can close your eyes too, but that's optional. I'm going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. And I'm going to exhale through the mouth for a count of 6. As I'm breathing in through the nose, my belly is expanding. And as I'm exhaling through the mouth, my belly is contracting. There's a lot of different things we can do with deep breathing. But today, what I'll focus on is when I'm breathing in, allow yourself to scan your body, even scan your mind for those thoughts that are popping up like thorns in your side, things that are maybe worries or stresses. It might even feel like physical pain or discomfort. And I'm going to breathe in healing energy towards any of that comes to mind. And as I breathe in that healing energy, focusing it towards those areas or thoughts, and then exhaling and releasing that energy. Are you ready, relatives? Here we go. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Let's take one more deep breath. We'll continue to deep breathe as we roll out those shoulders, working out any tension or stress that we may have built up. We hold a lot of stress there. We're going to go ahead and reach those arms out to the side. Deep inhale. Oh, yawn if you have to. Not a graceful look, but let that yawn release and bringing the arm across the body, rolling out that wrist, stretching out the shoulder and upper back. Inhale. And bring it across. Deep inhale. Bringing that arm out in front, stretching that forearm. This is feeling good on the wrist too. If you don't like the way that feels, go ahead and just roll out your wrist. It's okay. This is about trusting your body. What does your body need? Whatever that is, go for it, relatives. You know your body. Push the palms out and up, gently bending from side to center. Ooh, you might hear a little crackle. That's okay, as long as it feels okay. Pushing down on the elbows, stretching that tricep. Other side, stretching out the tricep. Stretch out whatever you need. Yawn it out if you need. I'm going to stretch my neck from side to center. Oh, that feels good this morning. And double tapping that ear towards the shoulder. And then we're going to roll that chin from shoulder to shoulder, keeping it in the front. Stretching out that neck and finishing by looking down gently towards the lap and up towards the ceiling, stretching the neck. How'd that feel, relatives? It's gonna be all right. Every time that we meet, I like to share the lunar phase that we're in according to my ancestral teachings, which is the native Hawaiian lunar calendar. I share my culture with you because perhaps this is knowledge that if you're interested and you'd like to integrate it into your life, that's why I share it. But this isn't the only knowledge. This isn't the ultimate knowledge. This is what feels right for me. And I encourage you, relatives, if you ever want to share any of your ancestral knowledge, if you feel that it can help others, our relatives out there, then feel free to do so. Even if you just share your knowledge or your ancestry as a way to honor who you are, we honor that in you. We honor all of our tribes, all of our nations, every color of the rainbow. The diversity of you is beautiful, and we want to celebrate that with you anytime that you care to share. So back to the native Hawaiian lunar calendar. There's 30 moons in every day, or in every month, so a different moon every day. The moon that phase that we're in today and yesterday, actually the last few days, is quite interesting. So we're at about the 10th day of our lunar cycle. The new moon was last Monday. So we're a week and a day away from that beginning of the lunar cycle. And what we are in is called the Ole moons, the Ole ku moons. And Ole really means like an absence of something. And we're in the moon Ole ku lua, Ole ku kolu, which means the absence of the third moon in Ku. And really what that comes down to, when you're looking in the sky, the moon looks about like half and half, like it's half black, half white when you're looking. In as far as a physical context, if you're a fisherman, it's not a good day to fish. Most people in southeastern Wisconsin, I'm sure, are not at all wanting to fish anyway. The weather is quite intense out there. But also, if you're a gardener or a farmer, the same thing. It's not a productive day for planting, which is fine because, again, the weather's pretty intense outside. Today is a day of preparation. Whether we're talking about physical in the garden or in the rivers, lakes, or oceans, today is really a day to focus on how we're going to move forward as the moon begins to grow. As we're in this poi poi growing moon phase, right now it is the time for preparation and planning. It is time to get ourselves ready for when we hit the full moon phases, which are coming soon. We have about 3 days or so before we hit those really productive moon phases. And that means if you care to integrate this into your day, into your practice for the week, that right now you want to get ready. Maybe that means doing some planning. Maybe that means finalizing some decisions that you're kind of just waiting for the right time to happen. Because in the next few days, we can make that physical and energetic move. What I love today about the moon phase, of it being a day that is intentionally about reflection, that is intentionally about preparation. Not only is the moon in our favor in this, but at least in southeastern Wisconsin, the rain, the thunder, the clouds have decided for us in many ways that it is time to reflect. Relatives, before we go, I do want to share some positive affirmations with you. Um, I like to share affirmations every time that we meet. Sometimes they're through books when I'm in the office or when I'm at the Institute. And other times when I'm just at home, I'm just really keeping it simple. I'm Googling affirmations for what I really feel like I need, the medicine that I need in the day. So the affirmations that I looked up today, um, actually what I did was our occupational therapist, Claudia, she shares a lot of positive things on her Facebook page. So I was scrolling through them today, Claudia. I wanted to say that there were a few that I found that I would like to read. And also, relatives, if you have any of your own positive affirmations to share with everyone, please do. Again, remember, for some reason, for a matter of weeks now, Facebook just decided I don't get to see comments anymore. I've done all the updates. I've tried from multiple computers. I've tried from different tablets and phones, and it's a Facebook thing. But remember, Jamie and Claudia are here to comment. They are therapists and they are amazing women. So do please feel encouraged to comment. All right, so here is some of the comments that Claudia has, or some of the affirmations Claudia has shared. This one is by Raina Biddy. If a person always leaves you with mixed feelings, uncertainty, and an unsettled mind, you don't need to place your energy there. I know, relatives, we have beautiful people in our lives that we trust and go to for respite. Maybe right now, right here, as we practice community activated medicine, that is your moment. But sometimes we come in contact, maybe more times often than not, with people who are giving you feelings that are unsettling. Maybe they're causing some sort of effect on your mind. I will say firsthand that I am not excluded from this. I've definitely come in situations like this. And just because somebody gives that energy to us does not mean that we have to receive it. We can choose if we want to if we want to own that energy, if we want to take that energy. Also, at the same time, we can just allow that energy that comes at us to deflect. One of my mentors taught me that a great exercise, particularly if you feel like you're being surrounded by a toxic person, or maybe a person who is trying to lay something on you that isn't it's not your energy to take or not your responsibility to own for them. I was taught that what we can do is imagine a few things. One of those things is visualizing a bubble around you. And this bubble is soft, it's permeable, you can breathe in and out through it. Positive energy can come through it. But if there's some sort of feelings of uncertainty, or if someone's trying to unleash something on you that you don't need to own, just imagine that bubble protecting. And when that energy comes, it just can bounce it away. Just deflects and it goes elsewhere. It dissipates into the air or is absorbed into the earth or sky. Another visualization is a golden ray of light that envelops you at all times. And I imagine sometimes when I deep breathe that ball of light gets stronger. That golden light, I'm bathed in it. And it's not permeable by those types of energies or negativity that people are trying to place on you. Thank you for sharing that one, Claudia. Here's another one Claudia shared by Daniel Kopke. Being strong means refusing to tolerate people and things that wound your soul. It means practicing self-care when you're hurting. It means honoring your feelings by actually allowing yourself to feel and express them. It means treating yourself with compassion and kindness, even when you feel like you don't deserve any. It means doing what makes you happy and being with people who make you feel good, regardless of outside judgments. It means asking for help when the weight of the world has become too much. It means giving yourself permission to get your needs met by setting boundaries and using your voice. It means forgiving yourselves on the days that you're struggling and can't be brave. That was quite literally probably about a dozen or so um, ways of self-care that sometimes seem more abstract but can be very, very profound. We can refuse to tolerate people and things that wound our soul. And sometimes we can do it in a very gentle way, like imagining a bubble or a ray of light that won't allow this negativity to absorb energy that you did not ask for, that you don't need to take, and that is not yours to own. It means practicing self-care when you're hurting. We hurt. We all hurt. Right now, many people in this nation are hurting. Our ancestors have gone through a lot of hurt. And that's why self-care is so important, because we can combat all of that, all of those things that don't serve us in beautiful ways, in things that seem like seemingly small moments through the day, which have a profound effect on our well-being, our physical health, our mental and emotional health, our self-esteem. It means honoring our feelings by actually allowing ourselves to feel and express them. If you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. You don't need to fake it. If where you're at is like today, I'm just, I'm today, I'm just, this is where I'm at. I'm not saying I feel good, or I'm not saying that I'm going to go out and accomplish, I'm going to slay my day or whatever. Today, your day might just be like, here I am. It's another day. Allow yourself to feel that and express that, because that's how we process. That's how we're able to move forward and release that. It doesn't mean that you should stay there all the time. And that's how self-care and wellness, these moments throughout the day, can get us through it. But by no means does that mean we should ignore it. It means treating yourself with compassion and kindness, even when you feel like you don't deserve it. Relatives, I get that way too. I'm a really loving and caring person, but sometimes I'm really mean to myself. I've learned that we as people say thousands, literally thousands of negative things to ourselves every day. And you do not deserve that. This is a reminder for all of us, including myself, that we deserve compassion and kindness. You do not deserve anything less than compassion and kindness, even if you don't believe it. Our minds lie to us sometimes, a lot of the time. And that's why I deep breathe a lot, because it stills the mind. The mind doesn't always tell the truth. Let the spirit speak. Deep breathe, and the mind will slow down. The mind will come back to the center. The mind will bring us to our heart and to our soul. And in that silence and quiet, in those moments of respite, we can expand. It means doing what makes you happy, and being with people who make you feel good, regardless of outside judgments. There's a lot of judgments going around. I know I'm not a perfect person. I try my best, but particularly on social media, there's a lot of that going around. We can focus on the people who are there for us, who know who we really are, who love and respect us, warts and all. We can surround ourselves with people who make us feel good. And I want to remind you, relatives, you're doing that right now for other people, being here right now, sharing your thoughts, sharing your epiphanies and your experiences and your struggles. Right now, we are being with people who make us feel good, regardless of judgments. There is no judgment here. Being strong means asking for help when the weight of the world has become too much. This world has gravity. In the beauty of light, we also know that conversely, there is also darkness. The weight of the world can be very strong, but we are very strong. Where you are, who you are, where you sit and stand or lay, whatever you're doing right now, you are a physical and spiritual embodiment and testament to the strength of and resilience of who you are and who your ancestors are and everyone in your bloodline who came before you. The weight of the world is strong, but we are stronger when we are together. We are stronger when we take moments to honor that, when we take moments to breathe, when we take moments to love ourselves. It means to be strong, to give yourself permission to get your needs met by setting boundaries and using your voice. What are your needs? Where are your boundaries? How do we draw that line in the sand? I'll be honest, relatives, that's always been a struggle for me, is boundaries. I tend to just give wholeheartedly, and setting those boundaries. Where does that line in the sand draw for you? For me, I've come to learn that when I need to set those boundaries is when I am being taken for more than what I have to give. I feel it by an energetic depletion. I'll feel it by feelings of resentment. I'll feel it when I know for certain that that somebody is not it's not a reciprocal exchange. Where are your boundaries? And when someone's reached that boundary, or when there's a point at which you know that where your boundary is set, you can use your voice. We can use our voice to express our authenticity of who we are and what we stand for. And that doesn't mean we have to attack others or hurt others. I know sometimes that happens. But by using our voice and speaking from our heart and speaking with our spirit, speaking with those intentions of the greater good of ourselves or for those that we love, I believe that's why we were given a voice. Being strong means forgiving yourself on the days that you're struggling and can't be brave. I want to thank our CEO, Leah. Yesterday, I had one of those days. I woke up. That's actually why I did a recorded video. I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm struggling today. I Today is one of those days where I can't be brave. I can't. And I told her, I was honest about it. And she said, today is a day where you should pray. Today is a day where take some time to do something that you love, something that feeds your spirit. She said, whether that means praying or smudging, or for me, playing music or reflecting. Being strong does mean forgiving yourself on those days that you're struggling. There is so much strength in recognizing that there is a time when we need to lean into others. We are human beings, and leaning into others does not mean you're weak. It means you are strong. So strong. I'm working on that too, relatives. I've always been such a very independent person. I can do everything myself. I've got it. And then you know what happens sometimes, particularly when we're dealing with so much heaviness, is it's like when you cannot allow yourself to lean into someone or others, you get exhausted. And they're right there ready to help hold you up. You don't need to get burned out. You don't need to feel alone. I promise you, so many people out there, they want to help. They want someone to lean into them. That's part of who we are as people. It's in our souls to help each other. And for those of our relatives who feel like you need to lean into somebody, do reach out to somebody that you trust and that you can talk to. These videos are good. We're so happy you're here. But sometimes you may just really need to talk to somebody and go deep. Let them know what's on your mind. Let them know what you're feeling. Reach out to somebody that you trust. Maybe it's a family member or a friend. Maybe it's a coworker. And relatives, you can also call our CARES Warm Line. It's open every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll be connected within 24 hours to a CARES counselor. You can call or you can text, and you'll get a return contact within 24 hours. Our CARES counselors will listen to you and respect you completely. No stigmas. You can tell them about what you're worrying about or what you're upset about. Maybe you're feeling anxious or uncertain. Maybe you're even feeling sad or angry or a mixture of all these things. Perhaps you're even just feeling alone. Our CARES Warm counselors will provide you with emotional support. You can lean into them because we're passionate about helping you get through this as you walk through that journey of self-care and wellness. Not only can they provide you with emotional support, but they can also connect you to resources that may be helpful for you. So relatives, do know you are not alone. Our path in our journey is not a trajectory of steady increase and everything's great and we're just doing good all the time. It ebbs and flows like the moon. It ebbs and flows like the waves in the ocean. Sometimes we have great days, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we feel strong and beautiful, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're running full steam ahead. Sometimes we're crawling or one step at a time. And other times we're sliding back down that hill and wondering what the heck happened. This journey is actually an infinite path. The beautiful moments, the scary moments, the moments of um, the moments of positive memories, grand memories, or the moments that you wish you could forget. It's all part of this cycle of life. Relatives, I hope you have moments in your day to day and for the rest of the week where not only you take time to honor yourself and remind yourself what is so amazing about who you are. The Creator gave each and every one of us gifts. You have a gift. You have many gifts. That is what the Creator has done, given you beautiful gifts, uniquely yours. May you have a day filled with moments of self-care. Heck, maybe even count them. You deep breathed, you stretched, you took time to honor and reflect. That's already 3 things. Maybe by the end of the day, there will be 100 things. I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on this beautiful, thunderous, and stormy day. Malama ponoi kokino. Take good care of your body. And with that, your heart, your spirit, and your mind. Aloha nui. Much love to all of you. Sending out love to all of you. Sending out that positive energy. And before we go, there is an anonymous community survey linked to this video. It asks just a few questions. Please click on it and take a moment to fill it out for us. It really helps us understand at the HIR Wellness Institute how best to serve you, our relatives, you, and you, and you, and everyone out there. That is what we're passionate for. We're healing together. Ahui ho'akuno. I'll see you later. Have a great day, everyone. Aloha.